You're listening to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes, the podcast where whiskey, cigars, and beard products aren't just a hobby, they're a lifestyle. Hosted by Adam, Paul, and Jerry, three guys with real experience, full beards, and even fuller glasses. Each episode serves up thoughtful tastings, laid-back cigar talk, and honest takes on beard gear and beyond. From top-shelf pours to everyday essentials, this is the place where conversations flow as smooth as the whiskey. So, pour a glass, light one up, and enjoy the ride. This is Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes.
Welcome to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. I'm Adam.
And I'm Paul.
And I'm Jerry.
Today we've got some whiskey to drink, cigars to smoke, and some beard products to tell you all about. As always, we're starting with our palate warmer. So we're going to go around the table here and see what everybody's drinking. I'll start with Jerry. What do you got in your glass?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not really looking forward to this tasting. I'm not a big fan of what we're about to do. So I pulled out one of my top pours from last year. It's the RD1 Sister Cities, the Mizunara and French Oak finish. Figured I'd start with something good because I don't know if I'm going to like these two samples.
Did you send that samples of that one out to us?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, we did a whole like Mizunara side by side
That's
thing.
right. That's right. That was a good one, as I recall.
And somehow there's shelves. This is sitting on shelves around here still for $62. So,
well,
I'm happy.
I may have you send one of those up my way, unless I can go to the distillery and get it myself, which it's a pick, so I can't. So,
no, it was a limited release thing.
Yeah, I may have you send one of those up my way. Paul, what you got?
Well, I'm drinking, since it's hot as shit outside, a nice cold glass of sangria. But I just poured, as a palate warmer, the Old Line Navy Strength whiskey, American Single Malt, which is one of my go-tos. As you see, there's just a little bit left in there. Fantastic bottle from Old Line.
I think you pulled that out last week too, didn't you?
I think so. I think it's sitting right here next to me. I got a couple Old Lines right here next to me, so I probably did. I got the rum, cask strength rum. I got a couple right here. So,
are those sitting on your box? Are they on your?
They're next to the box. They're up against the box. The very expensive shelf that I have right here.
The illustrious, mythical humidor box. Paul's got the same humidor I do. It's still sitting in the damn box a year later.
I assume it's the same one that hasn't been opened yet. So
I'm
I ordered the same one. I don't know what's in this box here because I haven't opened it.
I would at least open that some bitch. It's too late for you to send it back now. It doesn't fucking matter. You need to fucking get that bitch out and get it working. They're great. I love it. I went a little bit in line with what we're going to be doing to some extent. This is some 90 proof Green River, just their standard offering. It's not a full proof. It's not a store pick. It's not a single barrel, anything like that. It's just what you find. And you could probably get this for about $30. I would say. I don't know what the price on it is anymore, but I'm going to look it up real quick because I like to know. So we've got Green River bourbon. Oh hell, it's $25.99. So I was pretty close with the price and worth every fucking penny of that. This is actually this bottle. Sorry about the noise. This bottle actually it doesn't say where it was distilled. Proudly crafted inside the walls of its original home in Owensboro, Kentucky. So, crafted isn't necessarily a synonym for distilled, but we're going to go with it and say that this was made and bottled by Green River in their distillery in Owensboro, Kentucky. Really good stuff. I'm glad they found their direction and moved on from that OZ Tyler madness. Some good shit. So and never. I've not had anything from Green River that I didn't like once they switched that label, and the full proof's fantastic. Single barrels are fantastic. The picks are fantastic. We're going to find out here in a minute if that continues on down the line, because I'll just go ahead and say our first pour is from Green River. We'll talk about what it is here in a minute. But as it goes, this Green River with the cigar that we're smoking, which we'll talk about, it's neither enhanced nor detracted from by the cigar, and vice versa. The whiskey's not harming the cigar. I mean, the cigar is for me, it's pretty middle of the road. I've had better, I've had worse. I'm not mad that I'm smoking it. I don't know what the price is. I'm willing to bet that it's not too expensive. Jerry will tell us about that in a little while. But at any rate, can't go wrong with Green River so far. Are you guys ready to move on to the first pour?
I am.
All right. So, Jerry?
Paul sent this one out.
Oh, Paul? Tell us what we're drinking, sir.
All right, we're going to start with, we've got a little bit of a theme here you'll catch on to, but we're going to start with the Green River Honey Finished Bourbon, which is a fairly new offering from Green River. The label says it infuses 4-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon with 100% real, locally sourced honey directly in the barrel. Bottled at 92 proof, it balances natural sweetness with authentic bourbon spice. They say, unlike other artificial, overly sweet honey liqueurs that are offered in the whiskey section, this one is a bourbon-forward flavor profile. Instead of using old honey barrels, they add real honey directly to the aging bourbon. So they're not putting this in a honey barrel like other people have done. They're dumping some honey right in a barrel and sloshing it around. So this is verging on cocktail, if you ask me, because they're adding honey. So it's a 2-ingredient cocktail. I've had it. I don't think you guys have. It's cheap. Nope. It's like $25, I think.
Which is crazy, because when it first came out and I saw that, it's cheaper than normal Green River bourbon. At two points higher in proof, and with honey added.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how they went cheaper than their standard stuff.
So here in Kentucky, it is the exact same price, or at least here in Lexington. So Green River Honey Bourbon, $25.99. Green River Bourbon Whiskey, $25.99.
I think
it looks like I can get it all day long.
Yeah, I think by me, I think it's like Jerry said. This is like $2 or $3 cheaper. I want to say the Green River is like 28 in that range for me, just the regular bourbon.
Damn. Part of me wishes, well, not part of me, all of me wishes that I had another Glen down here. I don't. I have this. I just want to compare the nose between a standard Green River at that same price.
So this
honey.
This is at my local Total Wine, so take it as you will. $25.99 for the honey, $38.99 for the bourbon.
Oh, really?
I've never spent that much money on the bourbon.
That's
Total Wine. So.
Why in the hell is it $13? I mean, I guess shipping down there, but it shouldn't be that much. Jeez.
I mean, they got to ship the honey down there too, and that's only $25.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
It's Total Wine. I was talking to Jason, the Dram Amateur, the other day about some tequila, and getting some recommendations from him, and he's sent me a couple, and I looked at Total Wine. I said, "Is this the one?" And he said, "Yeah, but not at that price." I was like, "Well, that's why Total Wine has it." He sent me his Total Wine. So the tequila was like $89 here. It was 52 or something like that by him, and he's up in just north of Atlanta, like 30, 40 minutes north of Atlanta. He's only like 5-6 hours away, and it's $30 difference.
I just looked up my Total Wine. They don't even sell the damn bourbon. They got the full proof for $51. They got the 250th, the honey, Wheated Full Proof, and the Wheated Bourbon. The Wheated Bourbon is 34, but the regular, was that the green label, just the regular Green River Bourbon? No, what's in it? Like a cream label?
Black label.
Oh, yeah, the black label. They don't have that. They got 5 offerings. They don't have that one, so who knows?
So here's what's fucked up, and I've got a different perspective than you guys do on the nose because I have a deviated septum. So I've only got 10% of my airway on the left side, and it'll become apparent why I want to throw that in there here in a second. I have to do left, and I have to do left, and I have to do right, just like everybody else. But when I do right with the bourbon versus the honey, I get a whole lot more of that bourbon nose from the honey than I do from the bourbon. And what's fucked up is because of the deviated septum, I don't get a lot of the same smells on the left side of my nose. I get ethanol like a motherfucker from the bourbon on the left side of my nose, and I don't get that from the honey. I don't know why. I mean, I've never really, I don't do a whole lot of side-by-sides if I'm just sitting around by myself, but that's what I'm getting out of this. So, so far, I like the nose better on the honey.
Yeah, I'll say at first I was getting no honey. It took a minute for it to open up, but now I'm getting honey, and like it should, it's actual honey, not some fake stuff. Nose isn't terrible. I'm getting a lot more of the honey note than I am like whiskey.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've had this, like I said, this was the bottle I purchased. I liked it. I liked the nose. It didn't come off like some other honey finishes where it's just overly sweet and it punches you in the face with this sweet fake honey nose. But you do get it on the nose. It was almost not even there though. But then on the palate, see what you guys think. It's interesting because it doesn't drink like many other honey finishes that I've had before.
Well, I got hit again because I hit that cigar right before I took a drink, and all I can taste is s'mores. So I need some water and a minute.
Yeah, it doesn't have like that overly earthy, like honey note to it on the palate. You get a little bit of that, at least for me, I get a little bit of that bourbon note, but it's a little bit sweeter, almost not so much candy-like, but it's definitely sweeter. Get a little bit of like that earthy honey type note towards the finish, and then the finish after you swallow it and clear your mouth a few times, that honey note comes out. Yeah, this is nothing like any honey finish I've had.
No, it's definitely interesting. I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but as far as honey finishes, it's fantastic. If you put it in that category, because there's a lot of honeys or honey finishes or whatever you want to call them in the honey whiskey category that are just god awful. I've had one of the worst things I ever drank was honey whiskey from a Texas distillery. It was spit out disgusting.
Don't forget about American honey, because that is fucking swill made by one of the greatest distilleries in the history of distilleries.
You would choose to drink that all day over the fucking honeydew. That's
like drinking cough syrup.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of them are. I mean, all the big brands have their honey, and it's like melted honey lollipop. You know, it's a liqueur. It's not. And I think what Green River's trying to do is just make keep the whiskey notes in there, which they have, and then there's that hint of honey.
It's almost like they're trying to compete with like the Jim Beam honey, the wild turkey honey, like almost like those flavored honeys, but with actual whiskey and actual honey instead of the bullshit they're doing.
I think that's their goal, and it's a good mouthfeel. Like I said, now, to be fair, my initial thought when I tried this was just like a cocktail. It's whiskey and honey. I mean, put some lemon juice in there, and I forget what that's called, but that's a hot cocktail.
That's called a hottie toddy.
More or less, yeah.
And so I did pour this over ice, and it is much better over ice because there is this weird kind of off note just drinking it neat. Like I said, that's why it's not fantastic, but if you put this up with 6 other honeys, I think this would probably win. Unless you like the melted candy liqueur honey, version stuff.
I took a nice big swig of just the standard Green River. There's no comparison. It's so much better than this honey. It's almost like the honey is actually muting the flavors of the Green River whiskey. Now, I don't hate this, and I'm not one to really shit on honey finishes because there's some that are. Jerry and I were talking about this before we started. Honey finishes to me are equivalent to Amberana finishes. They have to be done right, or it's bullshit. Yeah. And you could say that this one is done right because it's not bullshit, but that's the only qualifier to make it not bullshit, if that makes sense, or to make it done right, I guess is the better way to say it. It's not fantastic. And having had the next pour several times, because I've drank a little bit out of this bottle, I actually enjoyed this next one. And I enjoyed it quite a bit more than I enjoyed this. If you're looking for honey, if you're really looking for honey, you're going to need to find this or something like it, this next bottle, or you're going to have to go out and get you some American honey or something like that and just drink whiskey cough syrup because there's not a whole lot of honey in this. There's just not. But it does conflict with the natural goodness of the Green River bourbon, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think all three of us would choose just a regular bourbon over the regular Green River bourbon. This, like I said before, I just think in the category of honey just whiskeys or liqueurs, this is a better one. To be fair though, I haven't had many that I like at all. Most of them are just way too sweet.
Yeah.
Penelope had a real good one. I don't know if they ever even released that. Why, enough where people could get it. I had it at the distillery.
So they have the Rio, which is Amberana and honey, and when you do single barrels, you either get an Amberana or a honey. You don't get the mix. So I want to say, I think it was Liquor Depot down in Tampa had a single barrel Rio that was honey finished without the Amberana.
Speaking of Rio, not to interrupt, I should say, I am going to interject. But speaking of Rio, it wasn't the Rio, it was the Havana, the Penelope, because Penelope makes a Rio. The Penelope Havana. I was making espresso old fashions with that Penelope Havana the other day. And that Havana is finished in maple syrup barrels and rum barrels.
Yeah.
And I used some of that Joseph Magnus to make the first one. That cigar finished Joseph Magnus. Mm-hmm. And that was good. But holy shit, we almost finished the bottle making those things. It's so fucking good. So just in case anybody's looking for an alternative, kind of cocktail, something to drink all night and still be able to pop the fuck up out of the bed in the morning, because I sure did. Sarah was supposed to go with me to Jay Mattingly to get this, the missing 19. She did not make it, but she was not drinking those like I was. I drank the fuck out of them, and all of that caffeine just helped me get right the fuck up out of bed the next morning. I had no problem going to sleep that night because all the alcohol that I had and a little bit of the old natural medicine, for which I have a medical card. Let's go ahead and throw that out there. But I popped right up out of that bed, no problem. So anyway, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's middle of the road good. But I'm sorry, Jerry, go ahead.
For this one, I definitely like the palate itself. Like the initial, you get it in your mouth, swish it around, get the flavors. I enjoy that. The finish, on the other hand, had, like what Paul was saying, that like weird like flavor. It's just like this off, almost bitterness in the back. The palate itself is great. The finish, I'm not a fan of, which I could see how ice could help with that one. But that being said, there's only been one honey finish that I've been a fan of, and that was the Dark Arts. I did a tasting and got to sample that. I don't know if it's out yet or whatnot, but that one I liked. This one's not.
Right at the distillery when we went.
This one's not terrible. I'll drink it. I won't buy a bottle of it, but if someone offers me it, I'm not going to turn it down.
You wouldn't buy it for $25 if you were at the store?
Probably not. I'd pick up the regular or the weeded.
Even though there's a $12 difference between this and the regular, even if you have a bottle of the regular at home and you're just kind of, oh, whatever, I don't see anything else in the store that I want, you wouldn't just go ahead and pull the trigger on a $26 bottle?
No, I'd go over to the Wild Turkey 101.
Yep, I agree. I'm
That's
not going to buy this.
That's a good choice. I like where your head's at, Jared. That's a good choice.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy this bottle again either.
It's not bad. And like I said, if I come to your house, Paul, and you're like, hey, let's finish this bottle, I'll drink the shit out of it and we'll finish it. Yeah. Or if our bottle share here, I'll probably give it a shot again. But it's definitely not one that I'll pick up. That being said, with the cigar, the finish gets better, slightly.
Better, yeah, a little bit. It takes that weird, funky dryness away a little bit.
I get s'mores with the cigar. I really do. And it's probably just because of the sweetness from the whiskey, from the honey. But that's what I get.
I can see that. I do get a sugary,
little smokiness.
Yeah.
Little charry smokiness.
Mm-hmm.
Which I am a fan of, so that's probably why, and I'm a little more willing to give this a chance. I am not going to go buy a bottle of this either. But if somebody pops up with it and says, hey, let's drink this, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's very few bottles. You know, if somebody comes over here with a bottle of Kessler, I'm going to tell them to kick rocks. And not only am I not going to drink it, I'm going to kick them out of my house. Not that, I mean, I have one of those in my house, and somehow I would rather drink that than Kessler. Probably because Kessler is whiskey and neutral grain spirits mixed together. It's the worst thing ever. And
I don't know how much whiskey's actually in there.
I don't either. Just enough for color, man. Just enough for color.
Supposedly 80-20. And that 20,
I don't buy
20
it.
is the whiskey.
Yeah.
It doesn't save it. It doesn't save
because when me and Adam did Poor Man's, we were doing our little stories, and what was that, Jay's? One of Jay's pours that we did, and luckily I could go to the store and pick up a little 50 ml of it. So I walked into the store. It was like, let me get a 50 ml of Kessler. And the person looked at me and goes, really? I go, yeah, I'm not buying a full bottle, and I'm doing a tasting.
Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't know about Poor Man's Pour, you should be able to find those episodes still. Go back and find those. They're a lot of fun to listen to. And actually, you know what? That might be something we have to bring to this maybe once a month, where we sit and we drink terrible shit that we drank in our youth tell terrible stories about terrible stories or tell stories about the terrible times that we had drinking that terrible shit. Kessler being one among them. I have lots of stories that revolve around Kessler. Because growing up, or well, not growing up, but being a young man in my late teens and early 20s, there were no liquor stores in my hometown. So we had to get whatever the fuck somebody would buy, and we didn't have any money, so we had to get whatever somebody would buy for us with $12. And Kessler back then, you could get that for about $12. You get a fifth of that, and we'd sit around and drink it, and it always ended poorly. Terrible whiskey.
Pretty sure you can still get it for about $12.
Do what?
Said I'm pretty sure you can still get it for about $12.
Probably. You know what? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up right now. I've still got Total Wine pulled up. I'm willing to bet you can only get it. No, you can get it in a 750 Traveler for $11. So about $12 after tax. I'm willing to bet that the bottles of Kessler that Total Wine here in Lexington has on the shelves are the same bottles of Kessler they had on the shelves when they opened the fucking doors. It's awful. So
It is. It definitely is, and it saddens me to say that it's bean product.
Yep. It sure is.
I don't know who's drinking it. I don't know why they still produce it. Like, I
Alcoholic,
understand.
man.
I know, but there's other $11 bottles on the shelf that are actually just blended whiskeys with no NGS in it.
I saw somebody buy it.
I don't get that.
And it was I went on my lunch break to that liquor store that everybody's heard me talk about a billion times to get my George T. Stagg, the one and only bottle I've ever owned. And I took my lunch break early, so I was there at like 11:15, and this old drunk walked in and bought a bottle of Kessler and walked outside and slugged the whole he bought a 375, but he slugged the whole fucker back, threw the bottle on the ground, and went walking off. And was like, all right, man, if that's what you got to do to start your day, you know.
Yeah, but like, you can get
next time ask a motherfucker. Next time you're like, hey, dude, can you buy me that bottle of Jim Beam right there for $10? Sure, I will do that to keep you from having to drink this fucking Kessler. If that's what you've got to do to keep from getting the shakes and having a seizure in the streets, I will absolutely do that. By the way, let's go over here to the hospital. That's where they have detox. Let's see about doing that. You know, shit's bad for you, obviously, but no Kessler ever.
Yeah, can't you get Evan Williams Black Label for like the same price?
Yeah,
$12. Like,
you can, but sometimes these old drunks look. Not to tell stories out of school, but somebody very close to me is no longer is a recovering alcoholic and has been he's been in recovery for close to 12 years. And he used to drink Pinnacle vodka.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's super fucking cheap. I don't even know what that costs.
I think it's like $9.99 a fifth.
Oh,
Too damn cheap.
Yeah, it's very fucking cheap. You can get a 175 for $15. You can get a fifth for $10. It doesn't even have the 375s on Total Wine's website, but that's what he would buy, and his wife was the same way, and they would drink that shit. And I know it's not good. You know it's not good. Everybody that can hear my voice knows it's not good. Vodka's not supposed to have a taste. It definitely does. So something's wrong. You know, they're probably mixing that with NGS. I mean, I don't know what else they would fucking, not good. And vodka and NGS are really pretty much the same thing, but NGS is a little bit different. That's why it's not classified as vodka, and vice versa. But not good. So even the drunks that have no money that need to drink as soon as they wake up in the morning so they don't have seizures and die throughout the day have their preferences, I suppose. And This guy wanted Kessler.
Guess you like what you like. I mean, I remember Kessler original brand was like smooth as silk or something like that. So, hey, if you like what you like, I guess. Can't knock it.
And that is a lie. That is a fucking lie. Fucking Jim Beam needs to get that shit off the label. That's a fucking lie. And, Paul is of the belief that Jim Beam is the greatest distillery ever in the history of distilleries and can do no wrong. Well, we've just proven Paul wrong because
there's a few things they can do wrong. That doesn't take their title as the greatest distillery on the planet.
Actually, the only distillery that I know of that can really do no wrong, again, is Old Forester, except for that fucking mint julep thing. And I don't even, that's not even really wrong. It's just not something that I enjoy. But they don't make Kessler, do they?
They do not. So.
No, but they did stop making the 90 and 90 proof single barrels that were fantastic.
But I'm starting to see their single barrel. I saw a single barrel pick of Old Forester the other day for $77, which I can't remember finding one for under $100.
Did you buy it?
No, I did not buy it. I was running in and out. They said that they're going to have a bottle open this week or this past weekend. I didn't get back up there for people to taste. They had a whole palate of it. So,
buddy, you need to get your ass up there and get a bottle because you know it's going to be fucking fantastic, especially for 77. I don't remember the last time I saw a single barrel Old Forester of anything for 77 fucking
$76.99. I was surprised.
The only thing about the cask strength single barrels is some of them come off too hot.
Yeah,
they can, but I like the high proof and I like the heat. So it really depends on what you like again. But $77, you got to like the heat anyway. I mean,
there's been one or two that you can't even taste anything for the first couple.
Yeah, I can see where you're getting at, but I really like Old Forester
for $75.
Yeah, no, I'm
but
head back up there and grab one.
We digress. Should we move on to the second pour?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Now this one has a completely different nose.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's much higher proof. So what was the proof on the Green River?
92, I think it was.
Yeah, this is 112.5. So that higher proof is going to lend itself a little bit more to the just to the flavor profile as it should. But the nose on it, tell me what y'all think.
The nose for me, it's like a honeysuckle, like a floral honey.
Yeah, I was gonna say start like just like the Green River, like the honey doesn't like jump out at you. The floral does.
Mm-hmm.
But
that ethanol hit you.
Yeah, get a little pop of that.
But yeah, that floral definitely hits, and then after 30 seconds or so, some of that like honey note comes through.
But because of that higher proof, I get some red stone fruit on the nose as well, which I really enjoy, mixed in with that honey. It's kind of like a no, it's not a stone fruit. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you guys have these in Florida or Maryland. I think you'd probably have them in Maryland, maybe not so much in Florida. Crab apples.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of reminds me of a honey draped crab apple or honey dipped crab apple on the nose. Not so much on the palate because it doesn't have that tart crab apple, but it definitely has that on the nose for me.
Yeah, the nose, there's definitely some kind of like fruity note there with that floral, with that honey.
It's an extremely enjoyable nose for me.
Yeah. It doesn't have like that wet cardboard honey note that a lot of them have.
So on the palate, my initial thought is they taste so much alike at different proofs. Like this could have been, if Green River put one out at 115 or whatever, I imagine these would taste identical. I'm getting the same.
I could see that.
I'm getting the same honey note and that same funky finish. It's just higher proof. Feel it on your palate a little bit more, the proof. But I get the same quality honey note, not fake, melted candy honey. But I still get that funky sides, back of my tongue, kind of like tannic finish that I don't particularly enjoy. At a higher proof, this is better though. Because I like the proof, like the way it feels. But I could definitely see if Green River had a 110, 115, that these might not be able to be told apart in a blind because I get a lot of very similar notes.
See, to me, I get that apple quality, but I get a like a golden delicious. Instead of scooping it in caramel, scoop it in honey.
Okay.
And that's without the cigar because I've let the cigar go out for a third fucking time. But that's what I get. So, Jerry, what about you?
Yeah, that fruity note. You keep saying apple. It's not apple for me. I can't figure out what it is. But that fruity note is there. Again, the initial palate, I really enjoy. But that finish has that like almost like wet cardboard, like that tannic honey that, and this is coming from someone that I'll go into my pantry right now. take the top or cork off one of the honeys and just chug it out of a bottle. I love honey, but for some reason you mix it with whiskey and it just doesn't do it for me.
See, I don't get that at all. I don't get that wet cardboard that you guys are talking. I really don't.
From the cigar, that s'mores kind of sweet note it's not there. I don't like it with the cigar. It brings the whole palate is what I get off the finish without the cigar. It's kind of that funky note. I don't like this with the cigar at all.
I almost get like a licorice flavor to it.
It takes away the sweetness. It takes away the pleasant notes for me.
It does take away the funky finish, but like you said, the whole thing
kind of is funky.
Nope, I agree. I don't like it with the cigar. I get the graham.
Yeah.
I don't get anything else. I don't get the chocolate. I don't get the sweet from the marshmallow.
Yeah, the sweetness is
none of that.
Wrong.
I agree with that 100%. I like the cigar. I like the whiskey by itself.
Yeah, whiskey. Yeah. The bee's knees by itself.
But we haven't said what it was yet.
Whatever.
Well, this one, the higher proof one, the mystery.
The higher proof one.
I like better
by itself. The Green River with the cigar, I like better.
I'm right there with you. I don't think I'd buy either one of these, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's just the honey finishes just aren't for me. It's if you're looking for a good honey finish, I'd say these two are fantastic. If you want a little bit higher proof, you got your pick. If you want a low proof for the price performer, because I'm sure this one is not $25. Having you have to tell us in a minute what that is, but
so
you got some different options for great honey finished whiskeys that are much better than some of the honey qualum liqueurs that the big brands put out. They're just this is not my wheelhouse. I'm just so.
It was for me. It was one of those things where I hadn't even heard of it. I'd heard of the brand. I hadn't heard of this particular release, and I just happened to see it there on the shelves at Kroger. And excuse me, it was a little more money than I was willing to spend at that time. Now, I'm one of those buyers that if I see something in the store and it really sticks in my mind, I can fucking leave it there and it will gnaw at me for days and days before I finally fucking give in and go back. My mind controls me, and it's, when it comes to whiskey anyway. So I went back, they were sold out. Then I went to a different Kroger and they happened to have a different release of the same thing. So I was like, I'm buying it. It was $80. And for that price, what I will do is drink this bottle very slowly.
Yeah.
I do enjoy this, and I enjoy it. Since we're doing a comparison between this and the Green River, 110%, I'm going to buy this over the Green River all day long, even for the price point.
Yeah.
That's me. The Green River is not bad, but it's not something that's, it's just, I don't feel like it was necessarily done right. I would say that this one is done right because of the proof point and the honey flavor. Also, it helps support local businesses here in Kentucky because this was finished with Kentucky honey. And of course, that means that there are apiaries around here in Kentucky that are being supported by the sale of this bottle. And that being the case, we're all about supporting veterans and supporting children. But we need to support the apiaries because without the bees, everything dies. We're all going to fucking die. That's just all there is to it. There's no cross-pollination. There's no more crops. We all fucking die. This is a limited release from Short Barrel. It is called the Bee's Knees, as Jerry told us out of turn. Thanks for that, Jerry. This is the Bee's Knees 5, finished in a honey cask. And part of the reason why I wanted to buy this is I've had other honey finished barrels. But last summer, I went to Copper and Kings with our friend Wayne, good friend of the show. good friend of all three of us. Really nice guy. You can't go wrong with Wayne. You're going to have a good time. He's one of the best people on the planet, and we love him. When we were there at Copper and Kings, our tour guide was telling us about how they had found a barrel, an empty barrel, with a beehive built inside, the bees had set up a hive inside the barrel. And so they reclaimed the barrel, relocated the bees, but they had a massive honeycomb inside the barrel. And it was a whiskey barrel, not a honey barrel, but they did something with the barrel and put some stuff in the barrel, and I don't know when the fuck it's going to come back, when it's going to be out, whatever. I would say that Copper and Kings is going to put out something that's at least 4 years old, and at least 4 years, you're looking at something that's sub 250 bottles out of that one barrel. So you're looking at, I don't know, 200 to 250, something like that, as far as the bottles go. So it will be very, very hard to come by. It will be bought quickly, and it's one of those things where you're going to have to go. And if they're doing a brandy finished in a honey barrel, I'm fucking there, because I'm willing to bet that, especially if it's an apple brandy finished in a honey barrel, I bet you anything that'll be fucking pretty fucking tasty, because Copper and Kings does apple brandy better than any other. You guys have heard us talk about this. Jerry and I went there with a bunch of our friends, and every one of us went in there expecting to walk out with a bottle of the peach brandy. And then we had the foolproof apple brandy, and none of us walked out with the peach brandy. Every one of us walked out, or actually I think Wayne walked out with a peach and an apple. The rest of us all walked out with the foolproof apple brandy, which I still have a teeny tiny bit. I've got it hidden in the back of one of my cabinets. I have it hidden so that I don't finish it. It is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, these guys, I think it came out, I think it was like 107 proof, somewhere around there.
It was something like that.
I got lucky, and a local store was selling just their 94 or 95 proof apple brandy for like $13. So I was able to grab a couple bottles of that. So that kind of helped me not destroy that bottle, but that extra 10 proof points is killer. That being said, going back on this bee's knees, so they source honey from each state that they release in. So they have releases in Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Texas. So each state is going to have their own honey, and then they have the profile. So Georgia's bright floral, light citrus, clean, lively finish. Florida is rich, dense, deeper sweetness, subtle tropical weight. Tennessee is structured and balanced with soft spice and darker rounded sweetness. Kentucky is classic and refined with gentle clover sweetness, vanilla, and a smooth, even profile. And then Texas is bold and robust, darker floral tones, slight earthiness, and a richer molasses-like depth.
I could see that. I could see that clover that they talked about there with Kentucky. However, I want one of those Texas bottles, that molasses finish. That's what I want.
I don't know. I'm thinking that Georgia, that floral, bright, citrusy honey.
That would be really good too. It really would. But for some reason in my head, molasses and bourbon.
Yeah, I'd be
hand in hand.
I'd be 100% down to try the Texas and Georgia. Florida, Tennessee, and Kentucky just have like that typical honey, like the notes that they're putting on there just have like that typical honey. Those two have like the outliers, it seems like.
Well, this is the only short barrel that I've ever had. And I can say with what they have done with this, I'm a fan. And I want to try everything else that they have out there.
You've had one other short barrel. Only because I sent it.
Okay.
It was about a year or two ago. It was a off-profile Booker's barrel that they acquired.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is whiskey related. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. This is a legal update from the Hobby Distillers Association. It says there's another important milestone and one of the most significant legal challenges affecting hobby distillers in decades. It says the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has denied the government's request for rehearing in the Hobby Distillers Association case. And the Hobby Distillers Association case, in case nobody's picked up on that, is whether or not we can distill at home for personal reasons. So that is very significant, which means that from there it's going to have to go to the Supreme Court. And that's good because two different appellate courts, one of them upheld the original ruling that it was unconstitutional to say that, hobby distillers couldn't distill at home for personal reasons. Another one said upheld the government's decision to say that it wasn't allowed, right? So this appellate court has said that basically they said, nope, we're not going to hear anything you have to say, government, fuck you. We're ruling with the Hobby Distillers Association, with the federal judge that ruled in Texas originally that said that it was unconstitutional. So from there, they're basically going to have to go to the Supreme Court. And it's really, 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 really rare for the Supreme Court to rule against an appellate court. So two appellate courts have upheld the decision to say that it was unconstitutional. I don't think they really have much of a case as far as the Supreme Court goes, and that doesn't make it legal.
Yeah,
but it does mean that so the way that it's always been is the states generally go by the federal law, and but the states have their own laws. That being the case, though, if federally it's legal, chances are it will become legal by state, or they're just going to look the other way. And Paul and I actually talked to an officer from Tennessee a couple weeks ago at a distillery. He saw the whiskey jug on my head, and my wife was really concerned because of the way that he looked at me as I walked past him. We didn't know he was a cop at the time, but I walked past him to go to the bathroom, and he stared me down, looking at the back of my head. And he kept making comments about my tattoos, and then finally he made a comment specifically about the whiskey jug on the back of my head. So we were outside smoking cigarettes with him, and he was like, I was like, hey, man, if you come across somebody that's producing like a gallon or two every so often, are you really worried about that? Are you taking him to jail? And he was like, no, man, I'm going to buy my shit from him. He was like, I'm not worried about it at all. Like, unless he's doing major volume and running it across state lines, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's what I thought. So that's awesome. Good news for whiskey drinkers. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully in the next few years it will be completely legal. You can make your own beer, you can make your own wine. Why shouldn't you be able to make your own liquor? It's fucking stupid. As long as you're not producing it in a terrible way through a radiator that has been used, or just doing stupid shit to the finished product to make it look like aged whiskey, or massive amounts and running that across state lines, because that's obviously a federal crime and whatever. Let's go, because there's so many innovators out there. There's so many. We see that with moonshiners, with Master Distiller all the time. There's so many innovators out there that can really make some good shit. Why not go ahead and fucking let it happen? But anyway, back to this whiskey. I like this. I don't necessarily like the Green River. I think the higher proof is really what's doing it for me.
Yeah.
But I'm a proof whore, as I've said many, many times, and I just think this one's really good. That's just me. I don't like it with a cigar. I agree with you guys 100%. It's not good with a cigar.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. The empty, drying Glencairn from the Green River smells fantastic.
Does it?
It almost smells like vanilla honey, some kind of honey ice cream. If you have,
I still have whiskey in the glass.
yeah, once you finish it, let the glass sit there for a few seconds and start to dry out a little bit, and you get a totally different nose off of.
So you use 2 different Glens. I use the same one.
Yeah, I went side by side.
Smell the other one.
I still have a little bit left in the other
Okay.
one.
Well, finish that. Let it sit because it smells like the inside of a whiskey barrel. That's all it smells like.
So going from the Bee's Knees to the Green River, the Green River has like that syrupy mouthfeel, like actual, which makes sense since they dump it in there. But it has like that thick syrupy taste that it's, not that big of a fan.
I poured some more of the short barrel because I do enjoy it, but that smell in that Glen after that fucking short barrel is gone, straight up whiskey barrel, like sticking your nose into some char. And we've all done it. All 3 of us have done that at a distillery at a different time or together, or we haven't all done it at the same time together, unfortunately, yet. But I've done that with both of you at different times, and that's what it smells like. It almost smells like the inside of that room that we went into for Dark Arts, Paul, because it was all contained.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about that barrel room where you could thieve out of?
Yeah, just barrels. 15 barrels just laying on their side. Just
so Jerry, you got to come to Lexington.
Yeah, I've been in the room. I did a pick. What was it, last summer? There, and they didn't give us full reign of the place, but we kind of just walked around, checked out, took pictures.
Well, they didn't give us full reign either. They had somebody in there with us the whole time.
And we walked in there just to kind of check it out, just to see. And yeah, it smells fantastic in that like glass, not like glass room, but they got like the glass doors or whatever. But that being said, me and Paul came into contact with something that you haven't done yet that you need to do. Go to Jack Daniels and let them open up the charcoal filter thing and wave it in your face, because they drip, like, think of like a drip irrigation for like gardens or whatever. And that's how they charcoal filter. I didn't know how they did it. I had no thought process of it, but it's literally just a bunch of copper that just drip.
Yeah, I've seen the videos of them doing that. Yeah,
our tour guide
slower of a drip than I expected. To be honest.
The tour guide, he goes, all right, everyone come around and get a whiff in here, and he starts like bouncing the lid off it. You got drunk from those vapors.
Oh my God, yeah. Like I could see some people, especially in the tour we were in, where they didn't even finish their damn samples, some lightweights. I could see you getting like knocked out from that.
What do you say?
What you could see? What, Paul?
You getting like knocked out from that? Mm-hmm. Like it's just straight.
I almost got knocked out
your face.
It's I think he said like 140 or 150 proof, something like that.
And it's just boom right in your face, and he wafts it, so it's like just ethanol, just boom right in your face. It smells awesome. It's awesome, but
next year we're all fucking going, because I'm not going down there without either one of you guys. I'm not going to do it by myself.
Maybe our sticker's still there.
Yeah, I'll happily go back, because there's so many tours to do there. It's such a beautiful place. Yeah, and I'm sure our stickers will be still around that campus. We didn't put them there, but
not on campus, outside of campus. Yeah, I'm not going to deface a campus. I'm not going to
deface anything. But if somebody else wants to take a sticker of ours and put it on something, I'll bless it.
Yeah, we definitely got to go next year. I'm not going without you guys. We got to go to Dickel. I've never been to Dickel. I'm going to go. I know it's small, but I still want to see it. And then there's some others in Tennessee that I'd like to see as well. But there's a bunch here in Kentucky that I've never done. I've never been to Woodford. I've never been to Turkey. I'm going to a few here in a couple weeks down in Western Kentucky. That's where I'm from originally, and I'm really excited that those distilleries exist, and bring in jobs to that area, because they really fucking need it. I'm not going to Jack Daniels without you guys. So here in about a year, or a little after, a little before, whatever the hell y'all can manage, we're going to do that. It's going to happen.
Yep, I'm definitely in. Speaking of nickel, that's our beard oil this week.
Kind of.
Is the Private Stash beard oil. Jerry's got the bottle. I got the box. I wrote Virginia on it because we were trying to figure out where this was made, and we did find out that it's made by John and Kristen Lorenz out of Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. Family-owned business, focused on quality beard care products at affordable prices, and they are very affordable prices.
Yes.
This was from Dickel's gift shop. It was $12. But if you go to their website right now, this exact scent is on sale for $8.40 for a 1 ounce beard oil, which is crazy cheap.
Yeah.
Ingredients: sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, and other essential oils, it says. They do also have a beard oil kit on sale, and it's 3 1 ounce samples for $21. So 3 ounces of beard oil for $21, which is stupid cheap.
Yeah.
They have some comb for sale, beard combs. They have a kit that looks like it has a balm with it. They have some bags, like just, men's grooming kit. Comes with a balm, an oil, a comb, and this nice bag. And their logo is kind of like a mustache. It's called Private Stash. That's on everything. A couple different scents, a coffee scent, Eagle's Breath, Grit, Grind, 17, I think that's all a year, 1742, I think. Yeah, 1742 beard oil. That's pretty much all it is beard oils. I think they are mostly just kind of like an Etsy shop type of company. But I really, this was the only scent that they had at Dickel. It was this whiskey cedar. I really like this scent. It is whiskey cedar. I mean, it's like a masculine style scent, and it's whiskey and cedar. I mean, they named it perfect because you get just a huge pop of kind of sweet whiskey and cedar. I mean,
yeah, I get like that. It's like that vanilla, like sweet vanilla from like that whiskey. That cedar is there, but it's a nice, like, I get like that. I don't know what kind of cedar it is. It might be Texas cedar. I don't know. I don't know my cedars, but it has a little bit of like a spice bite to it that kind of help bring back that sweetness from the vanilla whiskey thing. And I also get a little bit of like a smoky, almost like char note.
Yeah, you definitely can get that. The scent carries through to your beard. I really like the scent. It is, like Jerry was showing, I have a different bottle because Jerry sent out samples from this after we bought it. So he's got the original bottle, but it is an very, very light yellow. It's very clear, close to clear. It's got a tint to it, but it's a thin oil, which I like thin oils. I prefer them. I can't say anything bad about it. I've been using this.
The only thing for me, so yeah, the scent, it probably 2 to 4 hours. Like it's not long, which isn't a big deal, as long as the properties work. And for me, the only thing I don't like is I don't feel like the actual properties are there for that long. Like for me, about 4 to 6 hours, I feel like the beard's starting to get a little bit, not scraggly, but a little bit tough again. Feels like I got to apply it again after work or something. That being said, for $8, $12 a bottle, I could put this on in the morning when I get home from work, and I could spend $20, 16 to $24 on 2 bottles, and that's right about industry standard. Like some of our favorites, Bain Blends, Matt from Bay Area, theirs is going to last all day, and theirs is going $20, $22 give or take. This, for me, at least for me, I like right now it feels good, but it still has like a little wiriness. But in the morning when I put it on, it's fantastic. Then again, I'm also in more or less the trades in a weird low humidity, cold environment. So if you're in an office setting, it might be a little bit different. But yeah, other than that, I've enjoyed it a lot. I've got nothing left in this sample bottle except for I'm literally sitting here trying to turn the bottle upside down to get some in that dropper. And that half a dropper is about all I got left right there. But I've enjoyed it. There was one scent.
They have an unscented. They have a grind, which I think was a coffee scent. I'm looking at their scents right now. Eagle's Breath, which they don't say what that scent is on the website.
Grinds is a robust espresso freshly brewed coffee. Eagle's Breath is a balsam is where'd I go? Eagle's Breath pine, basically pine, fresh Christmas tree, that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. Grit is the one that I'd be interested in trying. That one is woody leather, kind of like a bound book, and vigorous masculine smell. I'd be interested to try that one.
Do you have what 1742 is?
No, this is just the beard kit, the 3 samples.
Okay, so the 1742 is mild tobacco leaf with a sweet hint of vanilla. That sounds good too.
That sounds like it's right up Adam's alley.
Yeah. So all of them, like I said, all of them on sale for $8.40 on their website right now. With the 3-pack, which is the Grit, Eagle's Breath, and the Grind, for $21. So that's $7 an ounce, which is insanely cheap for a good quality beard oil. Their beard comb is like $3. They got a kit that comes with a balm and an oil, both 1 ounce for $15.40, and they also throw in a comb. So, I mean, for cheaper than most companies, 1 ounce oil, you also get a balm and a beard comb. Their grooming kit comes with this nice little like travel bag. That's $35. Their website's privatestashbeardoil.com. So, never heard of them before, never seen them before. Family owned, so I'm sure it's kind of a small company, but we were happy to find this in Dickel's gift shop. So
yeah,
and
weird. Like I expected it to be from Tennessee or somewhere local, somewhat, and it's West Virginia.
Yeah, Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, which is
nowhere close to Dickel, but
no, very cool town though. Harper's Ferry is a very cool town, but yeah, surprised that they were able to get into Dickel's gift shop. So good for them because they were the only beard oil there. So
that being said, if you're at a distillery or somewhere that has a, whether you call it a sample or something you can smell, definitely grab one out of the box and smell it, because the one me and Paul that they had sitting out to smell was definitely old and definitely gone because it just smelled like straight cooking oil.
Yeah.
But then
they've probably been sitting there in the sun forever. So yeah, we opened up one and smelled it. And we're like, oh, okay, this is up our alley.
So I said, there's for $8. I don't know what shipping is on this website, but when I was searching them, it seems like they're in a lot of like random places like Dickel and like breweries and stuff like that, just small town little things. But
yeah, they have a bunch of like they have a map where you can find where you can get them, and a lot of places. There's a lot more than I expected. To be honest, for a smaller company like this, they're in a lot of places. So yeah, check them out. Private Stash Beard Oil. Trying to fill this thing out real quick to see what shipping is. But yeah, no, good quality ingredients. I like them. So thumbs up from me.
Yeah.
And Adam, you did not try this one this week, right? We got a little mix up.
No. I was told to try something else that I failed to try in the first place, and then I missed the correction that Jerry sent out somehow. So I finally got on board with the Stash Salt. I've got the Freedom and the Breach. And the Breach tends to be more at my alley. We've got it's tobacco and fire ember, and it's fucking nice. It really is. But the one that really captured me was Freedom, the caramel corn and gunpowder. And
it's amazing.
Holy shit. This is, I've got it sitting right here with me. That's just amazing. I mean, that's, and I don't even like caramel corn. I don't hate it, but I don't like it like some people do around Halloween time. It's not something I seek out. If I see it, I'm going to eat it, but it's, or no, I'm thinking of candy corn, caramel corn. I don't like popcorn anyway. So the only reason I don't like popcorn is because the holes get stuck in my teeth. It fucking drives me crazy. But I've had those big tins, you know, with the caramel corn, and the cheddar and the regular. This is caramel corn for sure. If you smell it, holy fuck, that's caramel corn. The gunpowder is not quite as prevalent. It's in there. But you know, my beard felt great. No issues with you know, clogged pores or stiffness or anything like that. So I definitely got to jump on board with those guys. That's some damn good shit. Um, um, and the scent, I mean, the breach is fucking, I mean, tobacco and fire ember. I've got it here too. And you know, it doesn't have really either one of those scents that I could pick up. I mean, I'm sure I couldn't pick them up the way that I picked up the caramel corn. I guess I should say is a better way to put it. But both of the products are great. Those guys are awesome, and because they're not the product that we're featuring on this show, and we've already talked about it. At least Paul and Jerry have. I'll limit my time, but definitely, if you're looking for something that has a scent to it, go with Freedom out of the two. If you're looking for something that has less of a scent to it, but still there's something there, go with Breach. That Freedom, holy shit. That smells so damn good. That smells so fucking good. It's like rubbing your face with caramel corn, which I don't suggest, you know. But this scent is fantastic. So yeah, that's good stuff.
And just going back to the Private Stash beard oil, I put one beard oil in my cart, put in my address for shipping. It's $6 USPS. That's the only option, which fantastic. I mean, $6 for shipping is great for one bottle. So I put 10 bottles of beard oil in my cart, and it comes up to under $80, and it's $6 for shipping for 10 bottles of beard oil.
Very nice.
So, flat rate shipping, pretty much. It looks like they're covering it when you add more in there. So that's fantastic. So, and like I said, I put a 3-pack and 7 1-ounce bottles in, just clicking just to get it up there. And the total with packs comes to $85.80 for 10 ounces of beard oil, which is stupid cheap. $6 shipping out the door at like $92. Like, that's ridiculous. So,
that's a damn good price. Hell
no
yes.
reason not to check out, buy a couple bottles and check them out. It's so cheap. It's, you know, you can't go wrong. Even if you don't like the scent or whatever, it's good quality oil. You're not going to be pissed off about the quality. Check out some of their scents. I mean, for $8, you don't like it, give it away or stick it in the shelf. But, you know, I mean, you're not wasting $25 on some signature scent. You get it, you don't like it, you're like, shit.
Right.
So this is these are great prices and good quality oil. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, good stuff. I'm highly impressed. It's not overpowering. It's not, it will stick around if you don't, you know, intoxicate your beard with a bunch of other bullshit like cigarette smoke and cigar smoke and all that stuff. I could still smell some of the caramel with, you know, after a cigar, which was extremely pleasant. I think that I need a cigar company to go ahead and add some, in some way or another, however they want to do it, just do it right. Add some caramel flavor to a cigar, because it was, holy fuck. That was like the smoked caramel, if you can imagine such a scent, you know, pretty fucking amazing. I might have to throw some caramel corn in my whiskey smoker, just to try that out and see what that's like. That sounds like it might be pretty fucking tasty.
Yeah, I think it's worth trying.
But yeah, good stuff. I will be in line with what we're doing next week, and I will make sure to have an opinion of the oil that you guys talked about tonight. I'm just way out of sync. I've just got too much shit going on, and I can't keep my head straight. So next week I will get it straight and be right there in line with the other guys.
Private Stash has a blog section on their website too, which I didn't click on before. And looking at the articles, it's just like any other website that has a blog section. Mastering the art of beard conditioning, summer beard care tips, winter beard care tips. With the article that caught my eye was fantasy football and beards, a winning combination. That's I'm going to read this blog article, and it's significantly lengthy for a blog piece. So that's going to be a read that I'm going to do after we're done here. I like that. I'm a big fan.
Hey, brother, we're
in the middle of drafts currently right now. I've already finished some drafts. I got 3 on Saturday. I got a long draft that I'm up on the clock right now. I got to look and make a pick after we finish recording. So, we
never know which way our summer, but football season's right around the corner. Just got an alert on my phone there that somebody is about to enter the supplemental draft. Football. I'm excited. I'm excited about football for a lot of different reasons this season. So
we need some, because now the NBA finals are over, which I really don't. I watched a few of the games. I'm not a basketball fan, but
I did not. I love basketball, but I don't like NBA football, basketball at all.
Knicks won. Fucking Carolina won the cup.
I'd rather Carolina over Vegas.
Not me. I'd rather anyone over Carolina. I fucking hate Carolina.
Fuck Vegas.
Carolina won last night too, was it last night? Yeah, last night. I didn't watch the game because I was watching.
You talking about the Hurricanes?
Yep. Yeah. I wasn't watching because I was watching Justin Gaethje kick the shit out of Taporio and break his whole entire face, which was just fantastic to see.
So about that, I have a problem with the situation. And my problem is I feel like there are more sorry, I just saw somebody go by here on a scooter and I had a squirrel moment. But there are more dignified ways for the White House to exist than a fucking UFC fight on the front lawn. However, I am aware that there used to be fucking duels and shit on the White House, but
boxing
still,
matches. I totally disagree. I think that it should be a yearly thing on July 4th. I think it's a fantastic, awesome thing to do. They gave all the tickets to military members. They were all in attendance and in uniform. All the walk-up songs were sang by active military personnel. I think it was fantastically done, and the Dems can complain all they fucking want, but I'm here for it.
Full disclosure, we were supposed to record last night, and I put that shit off because I was going to watch that, and I fell asleep. I was so damn tired. I couldn't stay awake. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And so
you got to watch at least. Every fight was good. Every fight ended. There was no decision. 7 fights, no decision, which was fantastic.
Well, it was funny. There's a picture of one of the fights going around with this guy that couldn't finish an armbar last night, and there's a caption that reads, "Every jiu-jitsu coach going over." Well, basically, it says every jiu-jitsu coach going over why this armbar didn't work or whatever the fuck, something along those lines. And the first thing that my jiu-jitsu instructor talked about today was exactly why that armbar didn't work, and then he wanted us all to practice doing an armbar properly, which is what we did. But I just thought that was funny because one of the people that I saw post that is a friend of mine who has a jiu-jitsu school in Western Kentucky, and he posted that picture, and all he said was, "Yep." And I'm willing to bet that that's what he went over today, and that's what my jiu-jitsu coach went over today as well. So
and I can't remember who that was. I'm trying for the life of me to remember, but I remember thinking, like, how is he not finishing right now? But he also was on empty. I think he just held that armbar for the bell because
he might have been on empty, but still,
he wasn't right. He was out of gas. They both were. And
I could see what he was doing wrong by looking at the picture.
Right.
So there was no bridging. There was no off angle. There was not like he was
holding and laying there, and they were both waiting for the bell because
he was basically stretching that guy's arm, just holding him there.
Yep.
And I've had somebody do that to me, and they did it to my right arm where I had my bicep reattached, and it took me out of jiu-jitsu for like 3 weeks. I was like, I can't, like, because he stretched it this way as opposed to going like this.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense? Like, this would be the classic way to go with an arm bar, but he stretched it like this. Like, if you see my body moving, like, and it was just, it took me out for a minute. But, yeah, I'm going to go back and rewatch those fights.
They were fantastic. They really all were. There wasn't a bad fight. I think the presentation for all of it was fantastic. Definitely listen to Joe Rogan interviewing Josh Okett after the fight, who's one of my favorite fighters. Josh Okett used to play for the 49ers. He was practice squatter for a number of years, but I just like that he transitioned from football to MMA, and he's actually good. He's a good fighter. He's not just some gimmick. He won his fight. That was a endurance fight. They were both gassed. Two heavyweights were gassed, but in the after the knockout, Joe Rogan interviewed him, and he finished off with a statement that made a lot of people laugh. Probably fired up a lot of people and pissed them off too.
No, I heard the statement, and my buddy put that statement up on Facebook, and without context, and there are a lot of people commenting on his post, losing their fucking minds. Well, you can delete me and whatever, and he's like, you know what? If you don't like it, he was like, this was something that somebody said last night. Fucking, you know, if you don't, if you know, I know there's no context, whatever, but if you don't like it, you can go ahead and delete me. But a lot of people are like, oh, this is disgusting. And then there's some others that are like, this is racist and all this shit. And no, it wasn't, because nobody said, like, there's plenty of ways to make that racist. So in case anybody doesn't know, what he said was Michelle Obama is a man. There is what I read,
nothing racist about that comment.
No, the comment that I read though on his post was that, oh, well, this is a stereotype that's been applied to African American women for a long time about their features and whatever. No, you know what? You're racist for having said that, because fucking at no time in that statement was it racist. It was maybe it wasn't appropriate. Maybe it wasn't, you know, whatever you want to say, but there's nothing racist about it, because nobody is saying that all African American women look like men. No one said that.
Just that one in particular.
Yeah, just that one person said that in particular. I've never heard that as a racist comment. And I live in Kentucky. I live in the South. I've heard a lot of racist comments about African American people. That is not, you know, that's not one of them that I've ever heard in my life. You know, so I mean, I've never heard anybody say that about Halle Berry. I've never heard anybody say that about Angel Reese. I've never heard anybody. I've heard Kevin Durant say that she looks like the Weasel from fucking Ice Age. But I've never heard, you know, I've never heard anybody say that she looks like a man. I've never heard, so I've never heard anybody say in my lifetime, in 43 years of life, anybody ever say in a racist, derogatory way that a black woman looks like a man, except I've heard people say it about Michelle Obama.
Yep.
That's the only black woman I've ever heard anybody say that about. And it might be inappropriate. It might not be okay. However you want to fucking characterize it, you might be right. But to say it's racist is fucking ridiculous, because I've never heard that said about. And one of my best friends is she's a black woman, and she's a lesbian, and she is the more masculine in the group, and nobody would ever mistake her for a man. Nobody would ever say she looks like a man. That's not a thing. So to say that that's racist is just bullshit. No, and the person, funnily enough, the person saying it was a white liberal.
Of course.
So,
of course. They want to
go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah,
white liberal woman.
Yeah, wants to stick up for people that don't ask them to stick up for them because they don't need it.
Yeah.
But no, it was definitely inappropriate setting to say that, which made it all the more funny. I laughed out loud. I thought it was fantastic. The one big miss is the cameraman should have panned right to Trump. I would have loved to see his expression after that comment, but of course they didn't put that on TV. Hopefully some B-roll secondary camera has that recorded and we get to see his facial expression or his chuckle or however he responded when that was said, because I mean, that was the in-ring after-fight interview. Everybody's listening to that. It wasn't something where Trump would have maybe missed it. Like, everybody's watching that. So his reaction would have been priceless to that comment. But yeah, inappropriate for the setting. Yes, but if he would have said that in a press conference, not inappropriate.
It had to be the same as when I was watching Kanye West and Mike Myers, and here goes Kanye West. George Bush doesn't care about black people. That shit floored me. It was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. I hit the floor laughing. Yep. And you know, he's probably right. I mean, I think that George Bush is a piece of shit. George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., they're all pieces of shit. But and I'm a conservative, but I think they're scumbag pieces of shit. It was fucking hilarious though for Kanye to just throw that out there right in the middle. No, it wasn't scripted. Nobody knew it was coming. He just threw that out there. You know, it was fucking hilarious. And this is kind of the same thing, but this is right after Katrina, which was, when was that? 20. Let's see. I was 20, 21 or 22. So 2004, 2005, something like that.
05.
And Kanye just threw that on out there like, you know, it was common knowledge. But I thought it was hilarious. And I still think it's funny. And, you know, here we are years later and everybody's fucking so goddamn sensitive. Yeah. It's just like with the Wayans brothers putting out Scary Movie 6 and they're like, we don't care if it offends you.
Yep.
You know, comedy's comedy. And
I'm here for it. I want people to be offended. I want to bring back bullying. Our kids are too soft. They need to be bullied. We need humor that crosses racial boundaries and age boundaries and religious boundaries. I mean, that's the funniest comedy from back in the 80s and 90s, and that's we need to laugh at it. I mean, that's the only way to make it normal. I'm not saying we want to make racism or anything like that normal, but in order to make it not as
we need to take away the power. We take away the power. That's how we do it.
That's what I'm trying to say. Take away the power. Take away the misconception that everyone is racist. But we can all laugh at ourselves. I mean, if you can't, then you know that's a personal problem, and don't get offended when other people are more enlightened than you are. But that
which
being
is
said,
why
we'll tag this episode as hashtag Josh Hogan is not wrong. But no, I thought it was funny. It was a very, very funny moment.
Hey, I've seen the video of Michelle Obama dancing with that big old hog flopping around there. Something was going on. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not gonna put my name on saying that that's exactly what it is, but something was happening in that fucking dress.
I don't know what else was happening in those trousers when she was dancing on Ellen, but yeah, something was there, and that's not the only evidence either. But that's
probably the most glaring evidence.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of slip-ups with the name from Mr. Obama himself, and yeah, that's a whole different subject we can delve into for a different time. But we are smoking this cigar, and I just relit mine because we've been yapping and it went out. But this has been a pretty good cigar, Jerry. What do you think?
No, I've liked it.
Talked about it yet.
I've liked it. I found these. I don't remember what it was, at the Orlando Boutique Cigar Festival that I went to, and was going around finding some brands because Haze Gray was there, Banff was there, a few other, there was a couple other brands that I've had before, and I was trying to look at others that I haven't, and was talking to this company. The owner's name is Katana. I think I said that right. Dixon. She is a veteran. Unfortunately, I can't remember which branch she was in, and I'm not going to speculate. But this is a veteran-owned, female-owned, whatever you want to call it, company. This is Sable Cigars, and I got the band. I had to take it off because I was getting too low. There's the band right there, nice black and gold. All the cigars have that band on it, and then at the bottom they have a basically which one it is. She's got 3 different offerings. She's got a Connecticut, she's got a Maduro, and then we're smoking the Habano. The Connecticut's called Silken Veil. It's a San Andreas Habano Maduro. That one's called the Velvet Vice, and then this one's the Caviar Ash, which is a Habano. And each of them have a nice little band at the bottom telling you what it is. Nice little presentation there. If you buy a single cigar from her, you get you can. She puts them in like a nice little silk velvet like pouch. Think of like Crown Royal or Old Fit 7, like those pouches. She puts them in those, makes a nice little presentation. Like I said, we're smoking the Caviar Ash, which is her Habano from the DR. Wrappers Habano Rojo, Ecuadorian binder, Dominican filler. They say it's a medium strength, which I would say it started out medium, kind of. I'm towards the end now. Got my little poker now, and it's kind of got a little bit more. I'd say like medium. I wouldn't say medium plus yet, but it's getting up there. All the cigars are on our website. It's $15. I can't remember exactly what I paid at the event. I want to say it might have been that, might have been $12, something like that. But yeah, the first couple puffs after the light was just straight that Habano spice. A lot of spice to start out, then it kind of faded out. On the website, sorry about that. They have roasted coffee, caramelized sugar, cedar, baking spices, light earth. That earthiness was around there the whole time. I never really got coffee or any of those types of notes until I'd say about halfway through the first third and started retrohaling. Every time I retrohale, I got this like I don't want to say like Starbucks coffee, but it was like a nice bold coffee with like this nice like sweet creamer style note to it. Like if you think like Starbucks are those elaborate coffees, but take that shitty burnt coffee that Starbucks and all of them do and put like a good coffee to it, like mocha sort of deal. I was getting that nice little breadiness throughout. I enjoyed it. I'm getting down. The burn line has been spot on. There's a little notch there, but for the most part, it's spot on. Had to relight once just because of talking. Ton of smoke. I've enjoyed this one. I definitely want to try the Maduro, but the time I picked these up, I think we went through like 3 months straight of just smoking Maduros, so I kind of wanted something a little different. Just kind of throw something out there, but I've enjoyed it, and like we said earlier, it went great with, well, I won't say great, but it went well with the Green River, not so much with the Bee's Knees. And like Adam was saying at the beginning, with his palate warmer, the RD1 that I'm drinking, it doesn't really change much, but it definitely goes together well. I've enjoyed it. Good.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I've enjoyed it so far with two of the 3 pours. Didn't go with the Bee's Knees, but it's definitely going well with this RD1. Doesn't really change much, but definitely pairs with it well.
I just went with a big swig of this Green River JBWS that we had last episode. And it was a big shot of maple syrup. That is, what was the proof on that, Jerry?
125, 127, somewhere.
Yeah, I feel it in my chest. I feel like I
definitely
swallowed
hotter than anything we've had here today.
I feel like I swallowed a lit match. But that is a damn good whiskey from Green River, and on top of that, with that cigar and with the cigarette that I've got too, that is an incredible bourbon. Incredible. I'm not sold on the honey, especially with the cigar. I mean,
Well, like I said,
Like with the standard offering, it didn't really detract or add to the cigar, and vice versa. But with the JBWS, that higher proof, that kind of lends to what Paul was saying earlier. With the higher proof, the Green River honey might be more on par with this short barrel. So, Paul, I think you were right. How do you feel?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the cigar was great. I really enjoyed it. Like Jerry said, burn line consistent, great. Produced a lot of smoke, easy draw.
draw is fantastic.
Perfect. I let it go out twice, I think, but one time I picked it up after yapping, and I thought for sure it'd be out, and it was still lit. So it's just nothing bad against the construction of the cigar. I did pour myself a real whiskey to try it with, because we've been drinking some other category whiskeys. Got the Chat single barrel rye, 120 proof. It brings out a lot of like chocolate notes on this rye, which is interesting. I don't get a lot of
What
chocolate.
rye are you drinking?
The Chat single barrel E007 120.4. One of the ones that we picked up when we went to Chat not too long ago.
You got a sample of that and another rye that we'll do a side by side here soon with two different proofs. That being said, I forgot I brought out another sample. Adam sent it out. It was the copper. Well, that ain't showing up. It's the Copper and Kings. What was that? The Cointreau finish or whatever it was that you sent out.
I can't remember, and I don't think I've got it out here with me.
I think it was like an orange liqueur finish or something like
Curacao.
that. Curacao finish. So I forgot I brought that out. It was mingled in with the sample. So I'm going to try this real quick because I'm going to see how a brandy goes with this cigar.
Yeah, no, I mean, the cigar's great. Like Jerry said, it started out medium, got a little bit more past medium, not medium plus, I don't think. I agree. I think it's just right there at medium. Good spice on it. Definitely up first third, final third, the spice. In the middle, it's a nice, mellow cigar.
Honestly, it's like we're recording Monday night. It's a perfect Monday cigar.
Yeah.
Get done with work, realize you got a whole fucking week left to go. It's not gonna blow your socks off cigar, but it's still a great cigar. And which I think is perfect with the RD1, like Adam was saying with his palate warmer. Doesn't take away from it. It's a perfect, like, I got to deal with this bullshit. I'm gonna drink this great whiskey, smoke this great cigar, and not have to worry if it's pairing well. Not have to worry if it's going to change flavors. It keeps the same flavors, minus the honey stuff.
It's great with this Chat rye. I'm getting like chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh.
It's like the
I
bready
almost brought
notes.
that rye out. Well, not that one, but the one.
There's bready notes that I get from the cigar. Chat always has kind of that malty undertone for me. I don't get any chocolate notes off this rye by itself.
Really?
Going straight from the cigar to the rye, I get a lot of it. That's a great pairing right there. A higher proof rye with this cigars. That's the winner.
I haven't had the Chat rye that got you guys in a while, but I think I remember getting chocolate off it. Again, I haven't had it in a while. It is going good with this Copper and Kings carousel finish, though. Very well. They bring it out a little bit of that. I don't want to say chocolate, but I would say like maybe like a mocha sort of deal to it, like a little bit of that chocolate nuttiness with the sweetness of the brandy, not whiskey. But since the brandy is nice and sweet, the cigar has a little bit of spice to it, a little bit of earthiness to it. It's going well.
Yeah, no, I enjoy this one. This is a good cigar.
Yeah. And the presentation with the double band, it's just a classy looking. Let's see if I can put these up there.
Yeah,
it's definitely a nice little classy. All my fingers right in the middle of it, but definitely classy looking, good looking on the
black and gold, and then it's got the maroon and gold.
Like I said, she has 3 different offerings, and she offers it with a little velvet pouch just to kind of elevate the classy kind of higher end look to it.
And these are like these vinyl.
Yeah.
Also, they're not paper.
Yeah,
they're like
a
waterproof kind of vinyl wraps, which I like. And hard to peel off. I had to cut mine with a knife because I couldn't peel the glue apart without trying to. I didn't want to squish or break the cigar. This one slid off from me, luckily, off. Before I lit it, I slid that off, and it was loose enough to slide off. But the label had to be cut off because I couldn't peel it apart. Because as I see now, it's not a glue like you would use with paper. It's a
It's like a double-sided stick tape.
Yeah, and it's tight. It's a nice adhesive.
Yeah.
I mean, these aren't falling off in shipping. So, but I do like them. But it pops. I mean, just for being 2 colors, it pops.
Yeah, it's definitely clean looking. And along with the little, I think it's like a purple velvet pouch, if I remember correctly. If you buy the 3-pack, all 3 for cigars, it comes in a nice little like wooden case. Think of like a Booker's case, like wooden with like the acrylic front on it with her logo etched in it. She asked if I wanted that or the velvet pouch. I was like, give me that, and I'll start throwing little bands in there.
Yeah.
So I started doing that with like I got a shadow box sort of deal that I throw all my bands in, and then that little box, it's 6 inches tall, whatever the height of these cigars are, because they fit almost perfectly in there. Those get all my favorites sort of deal.
Yeah.
That Haze Gray, Earmouche de Mar, the Banff Sevilla, which if we get our hands on, we need to smoke it on here. It's 100% Spanish tobacco. It's fantastic. It's I want to say it's like $18-20 a cigar. It's not a cheaper cigar, but it's not outrageous. But it's well worth it. What else do I have in there? All my favorites go in that little bag. She also does coffee, which I was talking to her when I was at the event, and I've been meaning to order some, and I completely forgot about it until today when we were talking about smoking a cigar. She's got a ton of coffee on there that is roasted and everything as you order. So it's not like you order it and it shows up the next day. You order it, roast, sits for, I think they say 48 hours or something like that, and then ship it to you. So it's fresh to you. So
that's cool.
And I don't think I had it up. I don't think they're crazy prices either. Copy, come on, load. Yeah. Nope, that's a gift card. $16-18 give or take for I think it's a 12-ounce bag. So right there, normal standard price for the non grocery store coffees.
Right.
Definitely want to look at that and probably order some. Big fan of good coffee, not that Starbucks, Dunkin' bullshit coffee.
Right. Better coffee from a fucking job trailer.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm enjoying this cigar. Definitely like the spice that came along with it.
It faded, and I'm glad it's coming back in the final third.
Yeah, I was about to say it faded about halfway through the first third into the second, and then halfway through the second halfway through the cigar towards the end, it's ramping back up again, and it's going well with that woodiness. And like I said, when I don't really get the coffee, chocolatey, whatever note till I retrohale, and then that's when all that comes out, and it's fantastic.
Yep, that's a good one.
I just realized that I haven't said a goddamn thing about the cigar, so I'm gonna go ahead and speak up. I was showering my wife with praises at that particular moment, but like I said, middle of the road for me. I like a stronger, darker cigar. I do like the spice on this cigar. It reminds me of a good rye whiskey. And honestly, I've had lots of terrible bourbons. I really can't remember a bad rye whiskey that I've ever had. So there's something about that grain, that spice. It just, so definitely that was there. There were some woody qualities that I didn't necessarily care for. Excuse me. But it was very middle of the road, and from beginning to, I got it right up to the collar, and so I got quite a bit through the second third, right up against the edge to the final third. I don't know. It wasn't a bad cigar, but what I look for because I only smoke cigars when I drink whiskey, and you guys might be different than that. I think a lot of people, or at least a lot of people that I know, are the same as me. They only smoke cigars when they smoke whiskey, and this isn't necessarily a cigar that I would pick up, but that's my personal preference. Like I said, I like, rare steak, high proof whiskey, black coffee. I'm a big fan of black espresso, which is a totally different animal than coffee. But if anybody that hasn't had it should try it, because holy shit, that is a coffee lover's dream right there. If you like coffee, you're probably going to like espresso. This is not a cigar that I would smoke while I was drinking an espresso. I would prefer a little bit lighter than this. If I was drinking an espresso, I would prefer a little bit darker than this if I was drinking a whiskey. If I were just going to smoke a cigar without drinking anything or enjoying anything else at the same time, I could see this being a good middle of the road. The collar is fucking beautiful. The black and gold that they've got going on there, that's fucking amazing. And I'm sure that they make, some other cigars that are just fantastic. It's just that this particular one, it didn't wow me. It didn't add to my whiskey experience. At the same time, it didn't detract from my whiskey experience. And I certainly don't want a cigar that takes away from my whiskey experience. But if I'm going to drink it if I'm going to smoke it while I'm drinking whiskey, I want it to enhance the whiskeys that I'm drinking. And I drank 4 different whiskeys here tonight. I drank Green River, the standard offering. I drank the honey. I drank the short barrel, and I drank the 125 proof that Jacksonville Bourbon and Whiskey Society picked. And it didn't really do anything for any of those. So, it's not really, it's not my favorite. It didn't make me sick like the one with the pipe tobacco that y'all were smoking. Like, I didn't run off and have to fucking, puke and go lay down in the bed.
I still have one of those left.
Yeah, no, I don't. And I won't be buying another. That shit fucked me up. I don't want it ever again. But this is a good middle of the road cigar for people. I think this would be a good starter if you're looking to get away from fucking Swisher Sweets and all the flavored bullshit and whatever, and trying to find a cigar to really get into to help you get into cigars. This is a perfect cigar to do that with.
100%. If you've definitely not for a beginner smoker, but if you're already smoking, like you said, those bullshit Swishers, Phillies, whatever the fuck they are, or you're in Connecticut and you want to bump it up to something a little bit more, this is definitely the next thing to go to. You get that spice, but it's still mild enough that it's not going to knock you out. That being said, like I said, they do have a San Andres Maduro that they say is medium plus dark cocoa, espresso, black pepper, molasses, and charred oak. So I have her contact information. Maybe I reach out to her, get her on, and we smoke that one. Because that one, she definitely said that one's a little bit more than this one. Definitely more than this one. This one's more the middle of the road.
I'm down with that. Let's make that happen, because I am sure that they make some good shit. Some shit that I would really enjoy. This was just, and how much did this cost, Jerry?
The website has 15. I don't remember what I spent at the show, because I know sometimes cigar festivals will have like a rank, like a minimum. So I want to say between $12 and $15 I spent on it.
I mean, that's not a that's not a terrible price for the cigar at all. Like I said, it's a great like that. That's a great introductory price for a great introductory cigar to somebody that's looking to move on. Because I feel like a lot of people, especially in America, probably not in other countries, but especially in America, we start with Swisher Sweets or something along those lines.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they're readily available in every fucking store, even grocery stores, whatever the fuck. That's where we start. And then, you know, as teenagers, usually, because a lot of people are buying them to split open and put weed into and roll blunts and whatever. But everybody's familiar with Swisher Sweets, even if you don't smoke or even smoke cigars, you're familiar. But if you're looking to move on from that to something that, you know, doesn't come in a cardboard box, you want something that comes in a nice cedar box and whatever the fuck, you're going to find something like this. And this is a, you know, for the price, I don't know what a price on a box is, but Jerry just told us the price on a singular cigar. That's a hell of a price for this cigar. That's a great cigar for that price, and it's a great cigar to start on. You know, if you're trying to move from cigarettes to cigars, maybe not, maybe depends on how long you've been smoking. If you're trying to pick up a cigar smoking habit, probably not, like Jerry said. But if you're familiar with the Swisher Sweets and you're trying to move on from that to something that's actually decent, this is a good cigar to jump to.
Mm-hmm. So, real quick, I want to correct myself. So I clicked because I was going to see how much a box was, and it says quantity select an option. She's got Toro, Bellicosos, and Corona Gordos. The Toro is $14. The Corona is $13, and the Bellicoso is $15. And then she does boxes of 10 or bundles of 10. I don't know how she does it. And those go for $125.
It's not bad.
Nope.
That bumps it down to about $12.50 a cigar.
$12.50 a cigar.
So you save 50 cents a cigar. And that's for the San Andres Maduro, which I'm pretty sure all of the prices are about the same. But yeah, I'm definitely want to try that Maduro. Like I said earlier, I picked up the Habano just because we were on a stretch of just Maduro. And I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. It's like we were drinking fucking rye every episode or Old Forester every episode. I kind of want to switch it up. Which season 3 is coming soon. We only got 2 more episodes in this season, and we're into Malort.
Fuck all y'all. If y'all keep listening, it's going to give Jerry and Paul a reason to make me drink more Malort. So
it's coming.
That's the only reason why they're going to start listening. Talking about that, I think I'm going to post those little stickers, those little logos that I made. See if anyone wants stickers or shirts made up. And Malort's definitely one of the logos that I dubbed over as our.
Make it happen. Let's make it happen. Yes.
So I'll make a post here within the next couple weeks with those logos that I made, and
we've decided to become the show that tries to collect as many cease and desist letters as we can possibly get. Jerry's been doing all the work on that, so they will come to my house, but I will forward them on to Jerry and make copies for myself and Paul. And you'll start seeing a collection.
I want to stick them up right here behind me as we go. I want to stick them all up there.
So, of course, I may take Jerry's lead and start doing some of my own. If we get those, I'm going to keep those and send them copies. But Jerry's been doing all the work thus far. So, and they're really good. They're really fucking good. They're a lot of fun.
If you're listening, head on over to YouTube or Rumble so you can see these. If you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, here you go. There's a little Malort one.
Yeah, I want that shirt.
So there's the Malort. There's a Hartley one. Oh. Hockey, NHL, just because I'm a hockey fan. It's the easiest one to do. It's PBR. Come on. Like, that's probably the favorite. Other than the Malort one, that's probably the favorite one I've done.
Yeah.
And he hears talk about NFL all the time. So that's definitely going to be a shirt of all three of us.
That'll be the crown in my, or that'll be the jewel in my crown. If I can get a BBB, look, that one you might not get, Jerry. If that one arrives, you might not get that letter.
As long as I get a copy of it, you can.
Oh, you'll get a copy, but that one you may not get.
And then I've been working on MLB, trying to figure out what I want to do with the glass. That's why there's 2 glasses there. But I got a little MLB one that I've been working on. And NBA one I've been working on, and then for shits and giggles, because I had KFC a couple months ago, I made a nice little KFC. So yeah, maybe we'll make some merch and stickers, and get those out.
If I get 15 cease and desist letters because of this video, I'm going to find the NFL one, and I'm going to have to sit with that for a minute. Like I'm going to have to figure out whether or not I'm going to send that on.
No, but, you keep it, you frame it, and just send me a copy.
I can't promise. I might send it your way framed, but I'm going to have to sit with that.
No,
for
what
a minute
you do
and be like,
is
I don't know what to do.
You find that phone number or email at the bottom, and you be like, "Hey, send me 2 more."
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to keep on keeping on unless you send me a couple more signed copies of this one. There's 3 of us violated your cease and desist order.
So let me go ahead and throw this out there. The reason why I'm talking about, they're coming to my house is because when I first started this podcast without either one of these gentlemen here, and I had to sign up as an LLC, or I had to start an LLC in order to be able to sign up for Apple Podcasts, to be able to put this on Apple Podcasts. And so because of that, the official corporate headquarters is my house. So if it's going anywhere, it's fucking coming to me. And if that NFL one shows up here, I mean, so Jerry, the only other logo that I could think of that you could do that I would keep before I kept anything else is Marvel. If you can find a way to make that happen, I'm going to have to work on that too. But if there's a way that we can make that happen and I get a cease and desist from Marvel, I'm putting that motherfucker, I'm blowing that shit up and putting it right here. You won't even be able to see my whiskey shelf behind me anymore. It's going to be a fucking banner right there. It's a pretty slim logo. There's not a whole lot to it, but if we could somehow make that happen, and then of course we probably need to go ahead and piss off all the distilleries that we talk about on here as well. Some of them might actually like the creativity.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is Malort, like I've said before, I don't know if it's on air or just after, Malort's either going to partner with us or send us a cease and desist.
Yeah, PBR makes whiskey, Malort makes whiskey. Come on, you can either cease and desist us or you can send us some samples and we'll have you on the show.
And after we start our next season, Malort's going to be hopefully our first sponsor partnership.
Hopefully.
All the Malort that we'll be drinking on this show.
3 years in and no sponsors. So we'll take one if somebody wants to.
We really haven't tried. At least I haven't really tried.
No. Well, Malort would be a fantastic one. That would make me very happy if Malort was our sponsor of the show. No. I know it would make
you would.
Happier.
Oh, there is one other one. I don't have it on my phone. I don't think. I did make a presidential seal for the podcast. Basically.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit.
I don't know if I sent it to you guys, but that logo actually came out pretty fucking sweet. Looks just like the presidential logo, but instead of saying the official seal of the President of the United States or whatever the fuck it says the official seal of Bourbon Beers and Belvederes podcast. Let's see. Do I have it?
You got to do it. You got to do a Disney one. They'll get back to us real quick, I'm sure.
Maybe. I might have some stories that I could tell off air about some Disney stuff that I know somebody did some knockoff Disney shit, and apparently Disney didn't give a shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I figured they'd care a whole lot, but maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, no, these have been some good. We've got some good pours, some good products, and a good cigar on this one. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Yep.
Adam.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Comb cigar and that one. Again, I'm probably going to put that in the back of a shirt. There's the MLB one that I kind of.
Yep, that's perfect.
Finalized. I forgot I had a whole, and the other ones are the same. But yeah, we got to think of some logos that can fit our name or BBB, and it's fun. At least for me, it's fun doing.
Yeah, no, I want a few of those shirts to wear.
All those. I might use ChatGPT or some kind of AI to help me figure out the design, but that's me and Adobe Illustrator designing all of it.
That's awesome.
Also,
All right, guys. Go ahead, Jerry.
I know we have two more next week before we get into our best of the season, but this Copper and Kings is fucking fantastic.
Which one is that? The one I sent out? The Curacao? Yeah, it's incredible. It's fucking incredible.
I did a bunch of blinds over the last couple of weeks with the solo blind with all the samples and whatnot, trying to figure out my favorite of the year. I haven't put this one in there yet just because I could probably pick it out, but I definitely have a top 5, but this one might be just an outlier, like top 5 whiskey. This one might just be an outlier just because it's a brandy, easily picked out. But yeah, this one's probably one of my favorites. It smells so good, tastes so good. Went great with the cigar. Went great with whatever cigar we were smoking that day. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it going well.
All right, guys. Well, I've got to pee, and I'm hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and call it right there. I think that's the end of another episode of Bourbon Beards and Belvederes. Jerry, what were you going to say just now?
No, I said I got this much left, and I'm done.
Yep. So make sure to check out all these products. I am not going to list it right now. They will be in the description. But they're all fantastic products, even if you don't like specifically what we had on the show. And we do encourage you to try these things. Listen, we want you to hear what we have to say. That's why we do this. But at the same time, we want you to try these things for yourself and form your own opinion. So try them out. If you have the opportunity to see what you think, if you agree with us, that's awesome. Let us know. If you don't, also let us know and tell us why. We always encourage you to, be there to support and back up your local veterans and active duty military members, LEOs, first responders, nurses, and doctors. All these folks are out there just giving everything they've got for us. It's their calling in life. That's why they do it. And some of them protect our freedom. Some of them protect our health. Some of them protect our safety. They all deserve our respect and support. Especially, support homeless veterans and, those that are having trouble with mental health. They saw some shit, and I can only imagine what it's like for them. And, homeless veterans homelessness is a real problem in this country. It's ridiculous. We should take care of them, instead of seeing them homeless on the streets. And veteran suicide is a real problem. We need to be there to support those guys and gals, and make them, help them know that they're loved. Also, be to the support local children in your community. Children and families that just children in general. Let's look out for them and make sure that they're safe and cared for. The world's crazy. It's just getting crazier, and it really affects kids in our communities. So we need to be there for them as well. Until next week, enjoy your spirits and your cigars responsibly, and cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Bourbon Beards and Belvederes is produced by Adam Bolden, Paul Rousseau, and Jerry Ullman. Edited by Jerry Ullman. Music by Ryan Johnson. You can find all of our links on our website at bourbonbeardsandbelvederes.com and at beacons.ai/Bourbon Beards and Belvederes. As always, enjoy your bourbon and cigars responsibly. Cheers.